Hello and welcome back to the Sound Alchemy Podcast, the place where we talk about the whole point of music in today's world. And before I get into this, Christian here, Thompson, is saying, and I quote, I still have my ghetto blaster with CD and cassette player. You cannot be more bass than that. That's awesome. And I remember you were doing the whole thing with my Sharona and stuff with the boombox. So for those of you who are kids, are not old enough to know what a ghetto blaster might be, a boombox is an old piece of tech that we used to use as a way for us to carry music around. And it was like this big, and it was considered to be portable. Even by my standards, it was already old tech.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's still around.
I think that was a big deal in the late 80s, right? Or early 90s.
I think it's mid 80s because as soon as the goddamn Walkman happened, and then CD, the Discman happened,
Yeah.
both of them produced by the same company, Sony.
Yeah.
Very innovative.
Yeah. Actually, people still don't know what this conversation is about,
Yes,
so I don't introduce them to the proper topic.
It's your fault, Christian, because it's such a get the blaster badass. So the whole point of today is gonna be an exploration or a discussion around the whole notion of the album as it is today in the year of the Lord 2025 and onwards. Because first and foremost, what in the name of F is an album? A music album for that matter. Can you elaborate? Or could you give us your interpretation of the notion?
Okay, so the album is a suite of music.
Is it? Is it?
It can be said to be, because it's not a single piece of music, it's a body of work that allegedly works together to deliver a full musical experience.
What if I tell you that it's just a way for the man to convince you to buy the music that you wanted to get and to justify the price that they're asking for?
I say you're wrong.
Of course. The thing is this. An album is not necessarily in its inception to designed to be similar to what a suite of classical music would be, which is a whole piece of music divided in movements and stuff, right?
Yeah.
An album, originally speaking, they needed to print the music onto something like that. Can you show them the vinyl? Not a vinyl. That's a coaster, but it's made of vinyl, so it's badass.
I like these guys.
Yeah, it's actually very good.
They're
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, they're very, very fun. So the thing is that back in that day, they were super expensive to produce, and just buying one record, and just paying for one track wasn't that much of a good deal.
Yeah, it wasn't viable.
And also, it was, but they had to sell to you the single. More on that later.
Yeah.
And the clever people in the music industry decided to create the concept of the album, which is a collection of songs that gives you something between 45 or 40 minutes, depending on the sound of the music, of continuous music. Hence creating, can you show them the cover, the book over there? Probably something that you have seen before, something similar to that. And that book is actually what we discussed a few days ago on their channel, in which that book is actually covers the cover art for albums. So, if the album is a collection of songs constrained by time, not time, the length of the information being contained based by the medium, it progressed through time, because then we got CDs. An LCD is capable of containing audio at the highest quality, which is 41,000 hertz, 100,000 hertz, at 16 bits, which is known as CD quality. Is it the highest standard for human ears? It is, but it's far from being the highest, because right now recording involves recording at 192,000 kilohertz. And is recorded at 32 bits floating. That means nothing to you if you are not a geek as myself, but it does mean a lot to me. The thing is this: do CDs expanded the length of the information, or the amount of information being contained in terms of time, from 45 to 80 minutes. That's why CDs have way more music. So then what happened? Napster. Lars Ulrich got pissed off.
Yeah.
And that meant that people had access to finally get the music they wanted, song by song. through the use of not necessarily legit mediums.
Yeah.
And that started the whole race behind the production or finding a solution to piracy. And Apple came up with a great idea. What if we just sell the tracks one by one?
The digital files.
Digital files in a very convenient fashion, and also we sell a product that they can rock around. Hence the iPod and then the iTunes Store. Okay. So I'm telling you this or giving you this huge background because here's the moment in which everything changes. Probably for the worst. Please do. Spotify happens. It never goes old, man.
No, the thing is very good.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Spotify happens. And what does that mean? You don't have to pay shit.
No, you do have to pay, but
Not necessarily because I can deal with that.
yeah, that's true.
And the vast majority of people can deal with that. So the whole business model behind the concept of the album, the concept of buying music first and foremost dies. And with it, the notion of albums. And for the last 10 years, in the whole music production world, everybody told you, just release singles. Don't create albums. Nobody cares for albums because people go straight for the singles and the music that makes that becomes popular. So, and with the advent of TikTok and all of those totally not social engineering devices and platforms, music became even more stagnant when it comes to creativity.
Yeah.
And as a result, of course, less interesting and engaging for the final user, which is the fan base. So, what if I tell you and I show you this? Take us to the other screen, please. As you can see, we're in a jungle named a website.
Yes.
And in here, I'm gonna type down words that probably haven't been written in probably since the dark age of technology. Wow, cassette tape player. The hell is that? Those are new, mind you.
For real?
Those are right now available on Amazon.com.
Cassette players.
This thing, dude, we can get a ghetto blaster. You can get one. And you might be saying, why? Why?
I am wondering why.
For those of you who are young enough to never seen this piece of junk before, those are known as cassette players. And they play music, allegedly, because they sound more like noise. Because the medium that you use this with is this, a cassette tape. The thing is this. Well, let's say Metallica. What the hell?
Look at that.
Huh?
Am I seeing what I believe I'm seeing?
You are seeing what you're seeing. And now you have seen what I've seen. This is insane. Look, Aerosmith is the first one, and it's actually overall pick.
Okay.
People are buying that crap. And I'm not saying that Aerosmith doesn't suck. For the vast majority of times. But
actually, they can suck quite hard at times as well.
just when they try.
Yeah.
But look.
It's a very hit and miss band.
Dude, Metallica. The Sacred Trilogy is here.
Yeah.
Nirvana. That never happened.
Yeah. Whatever format
We already had that discussion in the morning.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses. So, as you can see, people are buying this. And this is the device this is the medium in which, through the use of their device, you can actually listen to music by using these bad boys. This is technology that got phased out during the late 80s by the CD player.
Yeah.
Probably, I should have brought some of the CDs. You might have seen those discs, okay?
Yeah.
Similar to Blu-rays. And even Blu-rays are kind of phased out.
Yeah, kind of.
That thing is this. Are they? Because look at this. I picked a random old act from before, okay? Metallica, maybe it's the old stock, right? Current, choose your poison.
Let's say
Taylor?
Taylor Swift. Yeah.
Look at that.
You can get Taylor Swift cassettes.
Yes. Okay. Now you see what's... Maybe you're starting to see what kind of stuff we're trying to show you. And for those of you who are only listening to this podcast, we are right now on Amazon.com, and I am simply typing down cassette tape, and I put Taylor, and of course I refer to Taylor Swift. We got a plethora of different recordings, or if I put it correctly, releases by her, but in the forbidden medium that is
cassette
tapes.
Yeah.
Were these close from bringing back 8 tracks? Mind my words. So,
Oy.
a cassette means one thing. Taylor Swift is far from being an artist that is listened to by the old guard.
Yeah.
Metallica, chances are.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, impossible. First thing. Secondly, audiophiles. Would they buy physical media? Yes.
Yes.
Would they buy cassette tapes?
No.
No.
Not in a million
Because
years.
cassettes, if you don't know, and if you're young enough, you probably don't know, they were designed, if I recall correctly, by Sony, once again, but as a way for them to record the conversations they were having at the meeting room. So they could have some form of, to recall stuff back. And somebody, one of the engineers, found a way, I like to listen to my opera while traveling to US, so he found a way to record it to tape. It sounds like gas, but the portability and the accessibility, immediacy of the music, anywhere you want it to be, because instead of carrying the freaking vinyl, and those things are prone to all forms of problems, because motion affects them, vibration affects them, making them basically not viable to be used on the road. A cassette is not affected by this. And of course, if you think about this technology, of course, you can imagine that the headphones you were rocking weren't necessarily the best. Not because they couldn't develop them, it's because they were very good. The problem is that they were uber expensive due to the methodologies behind production. So of course it was very subpar as everything. And if you attach it to a Walkman, which was the device that they created, Sony, making and creating a new industry of portable music players. You got the development of these artifacts known as cassettes, and people were buying them like they were going out of fashion, because they were. Because like 4 years later, were phased out by the superior and probably the best way to deliver music, which is the CD. And I'm not gonna change my mind on this one. It's one of those hills that I'm gonna die on, because no problems with dust, no skipping, no jimping, no nothing. The best quality possible.
And physically.
Yeah. And here's the catch. And we are finally gonna be tackling the whole point of this conversation. First and foremost, we established the notion of an album, which is a collection of songs. Okay? And then we saw that albums kinda were phased out by the fact that you could buy the music you wanted, the song that you like, the singles. And then you didn't have to buy it anymore. But now you see that they're buying archaic, old as old tech.
That is objectively
worse than getting a freaking digital file. It's happening. Therefore, there is a reason. Why?
Now the question that actually matters.
And I picked Taylor Swift, or we picked Taylor Swift because it's the youngest we could get, or the one that attacks a particularly younger demographic.
It's one that proves there's not an oldies kind of thing.
It's not member berries or nostalgia bait. No, this is happening particularly on younger generations. The sense of ownership. Think in terms of this. If you had to rock with this with cassettes, you welcomed the moment in which you could get rid of them forever. Because you got CDs. And then the moment in which they told you that you don't have to carry a goddamn folder with CDs, you also welcomed that. As the second coming.
I love my iPod.
Yes, iPods were fantastic. I think we found the sweet spot with the iPod. And then, when they told you that you could listen to music unlimitedly, you also welcome that, because it was way more convenient. The thing is this, you start to realize, wait a second. I want to blast Journey. I blasted yesterday. I can't do it today. Why? It's no longer available in my region. Legalese. You realize that you never own it. It was never yours. And now you're pissed. Totally not that what happened to me.
No. all hypothetical, of course.
Hypothetical, of course.
And
then I realized that you're Jorn. And then I realized, and Whitesnake. And every freaking band that I care for, their catalog is always a mess. At times I open my library, and sometimes the album that I listened yesterday is now divided into 3 different records on my library, because legalese again. It pisses me off.
Or even, let's say, you love a particular rendition of a song.
Yeah, and
and the master, that mix, you love that one.
But we're gonna do the George Lucas treatment.
Yeah.
Guess what? It's no longer available. You listen to the one I want you to listen to.
Exactly.
Because reasons.
Because then now the audiophile realm actually suffers quite a lot from that.
Exactly. So this is what happens. You start to buy your CDs again. And since you're paying way more, because show them once again the prices for this piece of crap. $19 for a freaking cassette, and that was the cheapest. These one, $29, man. $7. But you start to see the
It's
point.
already way too expensive.
Yeah, $10. Look at this one. This is Taylor Swift at 18. This is audio CD, wherever. But cassette tape as well, currently unavailable. The thing is this: you're buying, you just get for the price of 1 month of Spotify, and some, just one CD.
Yes.
You're gonna care for it. You're gonna listen to the entire thing because you already bought it, because it's what we used to do back in the day. That's why the album makes sense again, because you're finally giving the audience the entire package, because the audience is starting to find the reason to listen to the entire body of work that is the album. And if you didn't care, it's gonna show them that you didn't care, and you actually just fill the goddamn album with fillers.
Yeah. As we've seen happen plenty of times.
Totally not what happened to Metallica several times in the late 90s. So, what do you think?
Look, I was a bit surprised personally to see the comeback presenting in the form of cassettes as well, because the idea of owning and the whole push to actually have the media in your hands, like, okay, this is mine.
Yes.
I feel attached to this. I put my money into this. I'm gonna put my time into this. This has value, and the physical aspect of it is something that represents better the value that the music holds.
Agreed.
And it's interesting how, in the pursuit of bringing back that, the people are even willing to go back to a lesser medium, which cassette obviously is a lesser medium.
It is indeed.
But since it carries that weight of the meaning of having it in your hands, in a way that
alone, man.
Yeah.
It has weight.
Yeah.
You feel it. It's tangible. It's yours.
And it shows a changing priorities in the way that people are valuing music.
Exactly.
And that's extremely valuable. And it is a very, very important change in the current zeitgeist.
And now, what do you think that this can... what kind of effect do you think is going to have in the way music is produced today? Because this is actually the core of this conversation now.
Yeah. Which I think is monumental. I think I don't think it's a minor thing. I think this is very, very important.
This is gigantic, man.
Because look, the way I see it, one of the main reasons why music became as bad as we have it today is simply because people stopped caring.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the people lowered their standards because they weren't paying attention. They didn't care enough to actually filter out the good from the bad. They didn't bother to actually, okay, this is my time to listen to music. I'm gonna listen to something good rather than something bad because I value my time.
Yes.
That stopped being a thing. Because since music became so accessible,
To the point of it being almost omnipresent.
yeah, you truly didn't care. You got home, you asked Alexa to play whatever,
Yeah.
and there was no moment dedicated to music. Music was something that simply existed as part of a context.
Exactly, man.
And this pushback now, this kind of mentality of owning music is also attached to the mentality of appreciating music.
Yes.
Which also consequence, if you value music enough to put money into it, to put time into it, you won't put up with crap.
Yeah.
So that basically creates a more selective, more elitist approach to the consuming of music.
Yes.
And of course that's gonna impact the production of music as well.
Totally, because you want to be competitive, because you're no longer just you're no longer just focusing your efforts on producing just the hit single.
Yeah.
Because now you have to justify the purchase of the album.
Yes.
And again, you might make the comment or the argument that, oh, but Spotify still exists. Yes, dude, it'll still exist, and I don't think it's gonna go away anytime soon. But we're seeing it happening. And since the people who put their music on Spotify are also trying to cater to the people who are buying the CDs, they have to cater to both. And the way to do it is gonna be by making competitive albums,
Yeah.
not just competitive music or competitive songs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like having to use the word competitive, because it shouldn't be competitive, it should be good.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just simply referring to the mainstreamized version of music, and the one that is all about money, because those are the ones who we either like it or not, are the trendsetters, are the ones who actually control the way the whole ecosystem that it is the music business works and behaves.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you think it's happening?
I think first and foremost because it's natural. I think wanting to own what you appreciate, wanting for it to be yours, and nobody can get it away from you, is simply natural. Because if you find yourself in a situation that you already depicted, which is not hypothetical, we're just kidding. Actually, songs being removed or versions being exchanged, blah blah blah, many ways in which you lose access to the music that you love. That is an eye-opener.
Because it shows you that it was never yours.
Exactly, and it shows you that everything else that you appreciate can be taken away from you on a whim, depending on circumstances, or simply because they want to.
Yeah, and that applies to your Netflixes, to your even there is a service that we use called SetApp. It's basically a Netflix-like thing, but it's for apps, which I'm this close from canceling. Why? Because I don't like the idea of not owning anything. I'm sick of the whole notion of subscriptions, because you pay way too much money, and the only way that they justify the price they're charging is the bloat. They add more, in this case, apps. Why would you need a system like that? Just buy the freaking licenses, man.
Yeah.
And the licenses will be cheaper, and even buying the upgrades to newer versions is cheaper than subscribing monthly.
Yeah.
By orders of magnitude.
Yeah.
So and look, I'm not dissing the service or anything, but let's call a spade a spade. I'm against the whole notion of renting shit.
Yeah.
You should pursue ownership of everything, because it's basically you're putting your life and blood into it. And when you rent, you're simply making somebody richer, without ever acquiring the piece.
And you're also subject to changes that might happen that are beyond your control, and you're gonna be the one that pays the price because you have no control over it.
Yes, and I understand that at times the situation only allows for renting. Yeah, and I think it's a natural process. Everybody has to go through it, but we shouldn't be stuck. And I even consider that the whole idea of making everything rent-based is just a way to desensitize you to the notion of never owning actual value, or holding ownership over something of actual value. Let's say real estate. You're saying, because look at the prices for houses around the world, and you're going to start to see what I mean with this. It's so outrageous. So yes, and I think you see plenty of Gen Z, which, again, using the reference of Taylor Swift, which is basically her target audience, I want to believe. They are
millennials as well, but mostly.
yeah, but those two groups have the same issue, man. They are facing the same problems when it comes to the real estate market. Friends from different parts of the world, all of them tell me that they are struggling. I'm talking about 20-somethings to 30-somethings. All of them have the same issue. None of them owns a place. Yeah, everybody's renting, and everybody's just living, hoping that they're not going to be kicked out next month. Yeah. That's not a good way to live. No. And especially some of them, how can I start a family if I don't own a place? What happens if I have a baby and I have to leave the property next month? I get you, man.
That's a tough spot to be in.
It's a horrible spot to be in. Yeah. So of course, plenty of people are kind of pissed off, and I think this is a reaction to that, in a way. Yeah. Not necessarily speaking the only one, but I think it's a good reason for it to be this way.
The thing is that this principle, it applies on many different aspects of life, because even though we're talking about now the manifestation of albums here are representing the sense of ownership. Yes. And that is something that goes way deeper and way broader in scope than simply music.
Yeah, look here, Romgal one is saying, I don't buy albums anymore. I use sympathy or streaming. For example, in my case, I also don't buy CDs. I only buy the CD when the album that I want to get is not available on digital format. I actually buy my music. I'm little by little recreating or creating my own library again. I'm digging up all of my old albums, my old records, the CDs that I own, because I want to digitize them all, so I can actually create later on a library that I can use as a streaming basis for my own streaming service based on the stuff that I want. I will create my own server library.
Yeah.
Why? Because convenience is better than nostalgia. And having access to files, for example, allows me to have all of my music in my computer with my files that are agnostic when it comes to a particular store or player, because the issue with iTunes, you need to play them on iTunes, I think. It's been ages, and I stopped buying music from iTunes because they don't sell the high resolution version. If they did, I would be buying my shit from iTunes, but we don't want to do that. Why? Because the high resolution version of the music that is in the store is only available in the streaming version on Apple Music.
Because they're pushing you in that direction.
They want you to be there.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna pay for a lossless, a lossy file.
The thing is that convenience truly was what pushed people into the streaming services of all kinds, because the product that they offer is easy access wherever.
Yes.
And it is very convenient, and it's kind of hard to beat when it comes to convenience.
And that's the reasoning behind any form of piracy, man. Because why do you pirate something? Not because you're not necessarily willing to pay. It's because you're not satisfied with the way the service on which or the way that is being provided to you meets your expectations. For example, Blockbuster. Well, I don't know if people watch, but Blockbuster Video used to be a place where you go and you rent movies and video games.
Yeah.
It was a huge success. Why? Because it was way better than trying to go to the bootleg, the pirated versions. Yeah. Because you can get for the same price as the pirated version, but the proper quality tape or Blu-ray.
Yeah.
So you could watch the movie at the highest standard possible. Then came Netflix, cheaper, way cheaper. And we're talking about Netflix probably 2011, 12.
In the beginning, what they delivered was actually very good.
Because the movies they got there were good. It was the actual shit you care for. The thing is that when all of the different media giants realized that Netflix was making a huge buck, they said, "Me too," #Me too, and everybody started to create their own streaming services, and the whole thing turned into shit.
Yeah.
Because now they are forcing, since nobody has a good library, they are creating their own shit that nobody cares for.
Yeah.
And it's terrible and basically propaganda. But I'm not gonna go down there.
Yeah.
But it's terrible, and you can see the numbers of the whole streaming services collapsing. Disney Plus, joke. Did you know that CNN had a streaming service?
Did they? No,
they did, but it didn't last no more than a week. Yeah, they canceled the whole version in a week.
That's successful.
It was that successful. Dig it around. It was called CNN Plus, and it was damn. So whatever. Convenience is what drives a good chunk of the piracy in the world. Of course, I'm not saying that people are willing to steal shit. That's a fact, man. But being honest and trying to be as pragmatic and objective as possible, the vast majority of people just want to have access to their own stuff, man, and the best and most efficient way possible. And MP3s, well, in this case, digital files, because MP3 is one of the many formats you can use. Digital files are the superior method, being frank, because it's gonna be the same. It's the same sound you get out of a CD, but with the advent or the extra benefit of being basically replicable and movable to everywhere.
Yeah.
Because and also is time proofed. Because for as long as there is software that could reproduce that, you would be able to rock and roll.
Which more than likely is never going to be a problem.
Yeah, because well, we only need to crash as a society and go back to the Stone Age. But
we're kind of hoping that that's not going to happen.
Yeah, we're just a solar flare away, or a few EMPs. So it's not that it can happen in a matter of seconds. But wherever, because did you know that there was a solar flare that was so intense that happened in the early 20th century. And it was so intense that it illuminated certain parts of the northern hemisphere for a few hours.
Real?
Yeah. And
was it the one that hit Russia really badly?
It was Russia in the northern hemisphere.
Yeah,
it also had some. There are some testimonies coming from people in America. It was like a blast. Nothing happened Because in the early 20th century, we didn't have computers. We didn't have stuff that could diffract through electromagnetic pulses.
Now basically the entire world is
That
running on
happens
that.
again, man.
Yeah.
We are done. No, shit is gonna fall from the sky and stuff. It's gonna be terrible, man. So whatever. But
Tangents aside.
tangent aside, I think it's a great benefit for the whole production of contemporary music. Because what makes an album interesting and fun, and something that you will cherish and carry with you for a long time, or the rest of your life, is, in my case, I think I already made the case that I, not necessarily speaking, find myself to be fond of the physical medium, but I'm fond of the notion of the body of work that music is comprised of, an album is.
And of owning it.
And of owning it, of course.
Yeah.
So, what I like about I got into music during the last transitional period from physical media to digital files, and I still stuck to the old ways, listening to the I downloaded of course
Legitimate process.
legitimately. Well, I'm not gonna get into that, but it's semantics. But I downloaded my albums, and I listened to them religiously from start to finish. And I have never liked the idea of using shuffle. I have never used shuffle in my life. Of course, I have used it, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I never like to stick to shuffle. For example, when I go to the gym, I pick an album. Just the album, because I find it stupid. Because as a musician, there is a flow that you want to create. And when you put the effort and actually care for the development of the album, the order of the music, the order of the songs, the selection of the songs have a meaning that it's like the bigger picture of the entirety of the concepts explored by the songs. There should be some form of correlation at a cognitive level and also and of course at an emotional level. And when it's done correctly, like that, it's a mind-blowing moment. And whenever, for example, when I was a stupid kid, when they did the thing,
What thing?
they brought back the musical theme from the first song in the middle of the album, like damn, goosebumps. I didn't know that it was just a musical cue, but I'm a stupid kid, man. And those are moments that I want people to have as well. Because like, damn, it's genius, right? And when you listen to that for first time, like, wow, it's like, I didn't know you can do that. That was, and especially when you don't see it coming. Prog rock, like, oh, goosebumps, like, yeah. Here we got a comment here, Roman, saying, when I go to a house party, everyone brings their phones and link it up to the speaker and play the song list. I suggest songs and the host streams it through the speakers. Okay, that sounds like a fun party. Because that's a different experience, man. That's when you engage in a situation like that, and of course, in social events, it's a completely different beast. Because if I was the way I am, when it comes to music and being as snobbish as I am, I would have even less friends that I already got. So this is actually a fun way to do it. Because everybody can share a little bit of what they have. They got going on. And swapping positions and sharing the spot is kind of fun.
Because in a way, when you're sharing something that you value, you're actually sharing a little bit of yourself. So that exchange is very valuable at the end. It's something that can make for a good time, and you actually bond over that music.
But it's something that when you just shuffle music by yourself doesn't have the same effect.
The thing is, it's different. The experience of because on a party you're not there to listen to music. Listening to music can be a good catalyst. Can be part of the experience and can be a very important and meaningful part of the experience, but it's not necessarily what you're there to do. You're there to socialize. You're there to
allegedly
to have interaction with other people.
Allegedly.
When you're on your own listening to music is the full extent of your objective there. You're actually there to appreciate music. It's a completely different scenario. And I think it does require a slightly different approach.
Because there are certain records in which the music has each song, some songs are basically the opener for the next one. And they are just cut because otherwise it would be hard to sell the single. Think of the Not Breaking the Wall. If you listen to it as it is recorded on the album, it's off-putting terribly. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Even the single version doesn't have the same intro. It has the whole helicopter shit and like stuff that I didn't know existed for real.
I was listening in the album
because I always listen to the album, and when somebody played that back at a party, like, what
the heck
is that? Pink Floyd? Yeah.
Yeah.
You asked for Pink Floyd. Yeah, that's not Pink Floyd. Oh, this is a single version. Never in my life I listened to it before.
How pretentious of it.
Of course. Perhaps. Yeah. Here will come. He's saying, on the last party, they had a big screen TV, and we all requested video songs. I requested Baron Hollow. Yeah, okay. It sounds pretty loud. Good.
What?
They blasted one of our tracks.
Oh.
Thank you. Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
for
you.
a change. And it was loud. So I apologize if I don't apologize. It was I will put the blame on YouTube if it broke any form of speakers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that mix is not that loud.
No,
they were blasting it. But thank you. That's good to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole notion of the album is beautiful if it's done correctly. The thing is that it also got a bad rep during the 90s.
Why?
Fillers.
Yeah.
Fillers everywhere, man. Because it's when the music video happened, it was basically the way to promote music, particularly late 90s, early 2000s. It was just records with the singles and filler. And we were joking in the morning about Reload.
Yeah.
I probably, in my head, like, Metallica, we need you to release a new album. Yes, but we only got 2 songs ready. One of them is called Fuel and the other one is Hero of the Day. That's enough. But how can we sell out? Just record all of the ideas you got lying around, and then we call it an album. Because it sounds like that. It sounds disjointed all over the place.
Yeah.
It sounds like, the hell's going on with you?
Yeah, it's very inconsistent.
It's inconsistent. Some of the tracks have potentially good ideas, but never fully fleshed out.
Yeah.
And it's far from being the only album that has that particularity.
No, and even we were joking about Aerosmith as well a few minutes ago. Also a band that I consider to be kind of hit and miss. Great songs.
I think it's due to this.
That I think it's kind of due to this as well. And on that regard, bands had their role to play. And I say bands, but probably I mean labels. Had their role to play when it comes to the whole concept of the album dwindling down. Because why would I spend the time listening to 40 minutes of music when I'm just going to enjoy 5?
Yeah. And it's part of the, how can I put it? The trivialization of the notion of music.
Yeah.
And it's partially what destroyed the appreciation for the album format. For a good while, especially when I got into the whole recording business, during the early 2010s, everybody was already preaching the death of the album format, and everybody was just, and I worked on more singles than I ever did on EPs or albums. Why? Because everybody was just chasing the bone. For me, it's easier because it's cheaper. When it comes to the production standpoint, you spend less time and you can work on more projects at the same time because it's lesser of a workload.
Yeah.
But from an artistic perspective, I always try to do it for real. Don't you have more songs? Yes. Why don't you wait and save up to release the whole? No, because everybody tells me that releasing singles is the way. Because everybody just goes straight to Spotify and shit and whatever. So I always try to make the case, okay, dude, but at least produce them together, release them as an album, release them as singles, but have a body of work, because if it works, people will look for more of your music.
Yeah.
And if you don't have anything to offer, you're gonna be just a flash in the pan. And that's what happened. But the thing is that the efforts when producing music was always kind of all over the place, man. Because without music producer speaking now, when producing an album, you have to set the rules, the boundaries, the style of the music, and even the aesthetics of the music for the entirety of the album. And those are gonna be established by first selecting the songs and finding the best collection of songs that you got. And you will have to say no to many of those tracks. Maybe fully fleshed out tracks.
Just sorry, a quick interjection. The best collection of songs doesn't necessarily mean the best songs at always, because it can mean the songs that better work together to form a full context. Because we often say, for instance, that some of our best songs out of bands that we like are not necessarily coming from our favorite albums.
Exactly.
Because sometimes the best albums don't hold the highlights, but they work as a body of work.
Spoiler alert, later this week we're going to be releasing a retrospective on House of the Holy by Led Zeppelin, which both of us can concur in the fact that we consider it to be probably their best record.
Yeah.
Not their best collection, not by the quality of the music, but on a song by song basis, but as a whole piece of music.
Yeah, because they have way better individual songs.
For example, Let's Step 4, which is the previous record, has freaking Stairway to Heaven and
Rock and Roll from the Guy.
Black Dog as well.
Yes.
No, it has it's the mega blockbusters, man.
Yeah.
So nobody beats that, man.
Yeah.
The thing is that House of the Holy has a much better presentation as
as a body of work.
exactly. That's the notion of the album. Here we got the comments first.
Yeah.
The first one, there were two couples dancing to the song by Bardon. Look at that, Holo.
Dancing.
Yeah, I never thought of it. Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Once we take music, producing music again seriously, I'm gonna consider that to be part of a.
Dancing songs.
No, but I never saw that song. I mean, that's all, but
Yeah, the thing is, it's kind of ballady, and you
it's
can
a
dance.
power ballad, man.
Power ballad.
Yes, and
Not
then,
ballady, a power ballad.
Power ballad, because we're manly, man. And here, the next comment saying, record players are expensive. It's easier to download an MP3 and take it anywhere with you. Yeah, that's why I am a big proponent of getting your files. And if I would recommend, look for FLAC format. FLAC format is as small as a proper MP3, but with way, if not almost close to the CD quality version. And it's going to occupy a little bit more than an MP3 file, but it's way better sound-wise. And usually you can buy the records on MP3 and FLAC. Always get the FLAC.
Yeah.
And if you're not buying, just swap MP3 for FLAC. That's it. Whatever engine you're wink using. So, because when you're looking for your files on your computer, look for the file. Don't play the MP3.
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. And and for example, I am this close from buying a glorified out iPod. Let me show you. I don't even remember the name of the freaking device. Look.
I think that they named it the same reason, isn't it?
It's a Sony Walkman.
It's a Walkman.
Yeah, it's a Walkman. I want it just because of freaking Walkman. Look, my plan is to get this one.
The year of the Lord 2025, people rocking Walkmans.
Yeah, Walkman. Yeah, here, look at that. This guy. This MFer. This is going for $1,000. And no, it's $700. Right now, it's not available. The thing is this. This guy is a glorified MP3 player or media player. It just plays music. It has nothing more inside of it other than the capability for blasting your music. Why am I gonna get something like this if I already got a phone? Converters. Me being someone who has dedicated the entirety of his adult life working on music and producing music and doing that kind of stuff, I have developed very, very finicky, to the point of being obnoxious and annoying appreciation for quality in sound. I even have issues depending on the weather, for real. For example, today when I was mixing this morning, I've been mixing a lot in the last few days. Yesterday I had a huge problem because it sounds like ass. Then I played some music from my library, the high resolution. It also sounds like ass, so it's me. So no, the thing is that
it's the kids that are wrong.
The kids that were wrong. No, you get to that point, okay? And why? The converters is what makes the transition from digital to analog, which is the headphones, to be possible. And depending on the quality of those converters, the quality of the conversion will be. So the higher the quality, the better the transduction will be. Quote unquote, because there is a point in which your human ears won't be able to tell the difference.
Yeah.
It can go higher, and arithmetically speaking, it will be better, but your ears have a cap.
Yeah.
Then, the quality of the preamp is way better than any dongle you can use on your phone. And by the way, don't wear wireless shit. Don't fall for the trap of buying wireless headphones. Go back to cables. First, sound quality. When you are rocking wireless stuff, since there is a bad bandwidth, words are hard today, involved for the transmission of the data from the phone to the headphones to happen as immediate as possible, compromises have to take place.
Yeah.
And that means degrading the quality or the amount of information contained on the file. Let's say you're rocking FLAC, or you're rocking even better, WAV, which is the lossless format, the one that is on a CD. It's way bigger by orders of magnitude than an MP3. So what happens is that if you beam that guy through wireless, you're gonna there will be a process that will degrade the quality of the information contained on that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it could happen immediate. You can hear it. You can
indeed.
You can hear it.
Actually, I was a little bit skeptical in the beginning. I kind of recently started to dive a little bit deeper into this realm about the impact of quality of conversion. Up until I had to put my finger on the wound, because you actually got here a new set of converters for your rig, and you showed to me, and I was blown away by the difference. I expected a subtle.
No.
I expected to have to try very hard to identify the difference, but when I listened to,
wow,
damn, this is.
And we were already rocking proper converters before.
Yeah.
But the ones I got for the main monitoring system here.
Yeah. No, but the difference is night and day. It's very, very big.
It's even sad.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
So that was an eye opener for the importance of good conversion.
So you start to see that it's something that I care for, because I do appreciate the quality of the sound of my records.
Mm-hmm.
And secondly, and most importantly, I don't want to dedicate or use a device for pleasure that could be needed in a situation that device or the use of that device can save my life, which is my phone. My phone is the way that I communicate with the world, not the way that I blast 1984 by Van Halen.
Which you should.
You should.
Bad as hell.
It's so good, man. But and also the cable means that coming back to the whole Bluetooth bullshit. Headphones with cables means no lossless, no loosey, at least when it comes to the broadcast of the music coming out, because you don't have the phone or the device doesn't have to convert the file that you're rocking into a wireless information. It's as it comes. Mm-hmm. So you get the real deal. Also allowing you for having a way better driver on your headphone or even on your in-ears, delivering a way better sound and better experience. And the best and most important part, what happened to your earbuds?
Yeah, I'm kind of pissed off right now because my earpods are on their last leg. They're basically giving out. They charge whenever they want. If I can get them to charge, I'm lucky that day.
Yeah.
So most days I don't have access to earpods. What does that mean? That the investment of the money that I put into them basically is thrown to the trash.
Why? Because the battery life.
Yeah.
So everything that has built-in batteries will die. Because even in the eons of time, that may die. And if that happens to that, of course, your earpods are already gone. Yeah. And you don't know how long they've been on the shelf. And that time also degrades the quality of the battery.
Yeah.
So, totally recommended. Try to get proper wired stuff. Stop buying the hype. They sound worst. They last little to nothing, and they are designed to be replaced in a matter of 2 years maximum. Easily.
Yeah.
So if you get a good pair of cans or even in-ears, you can get very good Sennheiser in-ears for the price of freaking Apple AirPods.
And they're gonna last you a lifetime.
The entirety of your lifetime, because you can even swap the freaking cable.
Yeah.
In case something goes wrong, you simply swap the cable, and that's it. Don't buy cables that are expensive, because that doesn't make any difference, but whatever. Tangent out.
Yeah.
This is the kind of people like me who cares for the sound quality, will care for a good, properly produced album.
Yes.
Because in my case, of course, this is anecdotal as all F, but it could be a good case study. When I listen to music, I always go for the albums. Why? Because I appreciate the beauty of the composition and the collection of songs and how they interact with each other. I never listen to music in shuffle because the mood that is set by a song could be easily destroyed by the next one. How many times you were rocking, I don't know, freaking Dust in the Wind, and all of a sudden, next song on the shuffle is freaking Abbott.
Damn.
Because it happens. It happens like that. You go
Yeah.
from mellow to very heartfelt and kind of introspective to balls to the wall, Guns N' Roses. Like, back off, bitch. It's like, don't like it. It ruins.
It does. Because look, it comes from a place of treating listening to music as an experience.
Because that's what it is, man.
Because it is. And the thing is that the album respects your time. An album delivers a full experience over time. You're paying for the whole experience. You're not paying for a single song. Because what an album can deliver when it comes to a musical experience is bigger than what a single song can do.
Yes.
Because there is the songs as individual pieces, and there's the songs as the album will show them to you.
Yep.
And you see that even some songs only work in the context of the album.
100%.
Because there are songs that you cannot listen to in shuffle because it's gonna fail, it's gonna be dead in the water.
Think of Dream Theater's Sensory Memory.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of that one? Strange Deja Vu. It's the second track of the album. So good, man.
Yes.
So good. But the way it finishes, it doesn't finish. It just takes you to the next song, which is I don't remember the name of the track. It's been ages since I listened to it, but that's one of the best records you can listen to, for real.
Yeah.
It's
And as a record, as an album, it's fantastic.
It's an incredible piece of music, man. The
Yeah.
entire thing, because that's probably one of the prime examples of why the album format matters, and it's more important and relevant than ever, because it legitimizes the entirety of the music that is part of the record.
And of course, it is, even though it applies to music as a whole, it's gonna be more of the case in certain genres of music, because now we're talking about prog rock, and honestly is a genre that makes more use of the format of the album as a narrative tool.
Yeah, I get you, but for example, if you listen to what could be a good example, a much more pop-oriented album, Purple Rain by Prince.
Yeah,
The title was badass, man.
it is.
Sounds like but
Yeah.
but it's the start of the time, but also sounds, the entire album is fantastic, man. Because even something that is important to me is the consistency of the mix. If you listen to an album, everything feels that is part of the same compendium.
Yeah.
There is a style that is established at the beginning, and it follows through to the very end.
And look, that also plays a part in the feeling of immersion in the music.
Yeah.
Because when one song leads into the other, the sound is something that keeps consistent over time. You feel that you're experiencing the music in a consistent fashion as well. If there's a very abrupt change in how the music that you're listening to sounds, it's gonna break that immersion. You're gonna be taken out of that zone that you actually get into when you're taking the time to listen to music correctly.
And it's kind of a glaciering moment, right? Because you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But having that consistency is like, oh, it feels like a movie, right?
Yeah.
And it's something that when listening to shuffle cannot be there. And again, I might be a very extreme case because of my profession and my background, but I also look at it from the fan perspective, because I got into this of being a fan of good music, man.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I appreciate the most is that artistic vision that is present not only in the quality of the music, because that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Good music first, but when it's translated and extrapolated through the use of sound and tools, and you can see that the quality of the qualitative aspects of the music and the way it sounds correlates beautifully with the content of the music itself.
Yeah.
That's when, like, okay, that's what's the name of the album? Oh, The Eye in the Sky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This Asia.
And look, even appreciation that you get for the band, the respect that the band's gonna earn out of you
Yeah.
in the context of the album is way higher than simply enjoying a single song.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you listen to a full album, you can get an insight on the band. It's not just a song, it's not just
I get you.
how can I put it? An album, you feel like you get to know them.
Let me see if that happens to you. And that's an open question to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
There are songs that you know, this was the drummer,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
Or,
yeah.
or this track end up being like this because there's a main composer. Usually there is always like the guy who control who designs, right?
Yeah.
And the contributions of the band finish of the product.
Mm-hmm.
But there are certain songs like this was Neil's.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This is clearly Neil Bardon because Rush came to mind.
Yeah.
The one that is pushing the song in this direction.
Yeah.
Or you can see other songs like this is James Hetfield.
Mm-hmm.
Full on.
Yeah.
Because you start to correlate the face with the music,
Mm-hmm.
and somehow you are always right. Don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because the personality of the musician is also shown in the way the music develops.
Mhm.
And when you listen to an album, you can see the moments in which the different personalities clashed, and the results of those clashes ended up becoming the record you are listening to.
Yeah.
There is that magical moment, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That when listening to singles never happens, man. And it also adds to the whole contribution that is music nowadays sucks because it's mass produced. Of course, it's mass produced because it's under these auspices.
Yeah. Indeed.
It's deeper, right?
Yeah, it is indeed, and I do see a very clear correlation into the habit of listening to albums with the actual enjoyment of music and the appreciation for music. Because once again, even the time alone that it takes for you to listen to an album means that you consider music to deserve that amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't put an album to play to be playing games, for instance.
No.
You have an album playing when you're actually listening to the album.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the key point here. Because when you tell me that people are going back to buying albums, what that tells me is that people are going back to appreciating music again.
Yeah.
For reals. This time around.
Yeah, and that's why I began this conversation showing you cassettes.
Mm-hmm.
Because the cassette tape is one that you can't skip.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go to the song you want to listen to.
Yeah.
It's start to finish, and you're lucky when you land where you want. Because
with a pencil you can.
yeah, but it's so usually like that.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't away or using the fast forward.
Yeah.
But it's all
Yeah.
it breaks the immersion.
Yeah.
If they were buying CDs, well, they want it because at least they own it.
Mhm.
But the cassette tells me that it's because of the physicality, man.
Yeah.
It's because people are looking for that sense of ownership, and also, in a way, you kind of own a piece of the emotional content of the music by having it in your hands.
Yeah, it's a token because also
Yes.
the physicality of it means something on its own.
Yeah, it's like the representation of what it means to you, right?
Yeah, and look, let's say you have a CD stand.
Yes.
You walk by your CD stand.
Like, bah.
You see something that you value.
Yes.
Say, okay, this is the stuff that I love and it's here, is in my presence. I can go there,
And it
get it in my hand.
kind of takes you back, right, to the moment.
Yeah.
right?
Because it adds extra layers of meaning and attachment and care
Totally.
when it comes to the stuff that you love, which is music in this case.
Yeah.
But I do think that the physicality of the presentation for music goes beyond the symbolic. It actually holds value.
It's not just the romanticization, man.
Yeah.
Is there is actual value to this that is it transcends
Yeah.
the whole idea of the piece of plastic, because in the end it's just plastic with colors on it,
Yeah.
but you are not the reason why you covet it so much and you defend it so much and you cherish it so much is
Yeah.
not the plastic itself,
Mm-hmm.
is what it represents,
Yeah.
what it actually means to you at an actual deeper level.
Yeah.
And that's something that is unique to music and art in any form of its expressions.
Yeah.
But it's very monumental and meaningful. Here, Roman, he's saying, there is a band I loved, but who went a certain political way that I'm against. I can imagine.
Yeah, it
Ever
happens.
since I can't hear the band anymore, I can't help it. I wish some bands wouldn't get political. Agreed, man. Because everybody has the right to think and follow wherever a political pursuit they find to be fitting for them. But the moment in which there is a fine line that you shouldn't cross as an artist, I think is something that the entitlement of the current state of affairs allowed people to be in, made certain people think that they were or they are in the right on the right side of history. And when you consider yourself to be right, everybody who disagrees with you is automatically wrong. If that's not authoritarian, if that's not already very sketchy, I don't know what is, man. And the only thing they get out of that is isolating the fan base. And as someone who depends on the appreciation of the people, why would you shoot in yourself on both feet? By pushing half of your audience away. And look, I didn't take sides. Because that could happen on any side of the aisle. The things that due to the current situations, we don't have to explain anything. You know why we
the thing is that there's a how element that needs to be taken into consideration, because as a composer you can even probably attest to this, that I'm gonna say some of what you believe of course is gonna pour through the artwork. It has to, because it's what drives the way that you think, is what drives your idea, and more than naturally is gonna drive your art as well.
Behind the music, yes.
That's okay. The thing is the audience can tell. We now putting myself in the position of the listener, the audience, we can tell when something is message driven, or is simply you pouring yourself into the music. It's very different. It feels different and it hits different. That's why he was saying that he kind of lost a little bit of the appreciation for the act. More than likely it's not because the music simply was showing how they feel or how they think. They made messaging the core of why they wrote music, and that's the kind of thing that is beyond the point.
It has a name. It's propaganda.
Exactly.
It's just propaganda. And that's when you feel that you're being propagandized rather than actually appreciating art. Of course you're gonna push your buttons, man.
Because, for instance, using just one example, Rage Against the Machine, which I'm not gonna say if I agree or disagree, but it's very politically driven.
Way more than they should have.
No, but look, let's talk about the first two albums. They don't feel like it's...
I wonder why nobody talks about it.
No, but exactly. But this is actually a good example of this point. You might not align with the music, with the political drive for the music.
The music is badass.
But the music is badass. Why? Because you can see that it's them writing their music. It's not, okay, I need some music to back up my message.
No, exactly.
And it doesn't feel like that. And it's super, super politically driven.
Yes, that's what I saw, propaganda. And that's the problem, man. Because one thing is you writing music with your political leanings, let's say, I don't know, like old school Neil Young, which is way too spoken, way more than he should. He's alienating people like me. He's like his shit. He's a weird ass guitar player. He shouldn't be a guitar player, but somehow it works. But he's so annoying, politically speaking, nowadays, that I can't. I don't enjoy. I still listen to his music. He's good, man, and I separate the artist from the art. The issue is that now the image I have in my head of him is heavily tainted by the tantrums he has been throwing around for the last almost a decade now. It's too much, man. It's too much, because I don't give a damn. I don't care wherever you think is your head. Is you, the only people who should care about your own ideas is you yourself. But when you make the entirety of what you are a tiny portion of your ideas, so what else is left? What else do you got to offer if your entire personality, and in this case your body of work, is now comprised of one tiny aspect of everything you are? That's probably the tipping point. And when it becomes propagandistic, full-on propaganda, it throws me off, man. And it's happening to many people. I mean, it's far removed from us having this discussion, man. And that's why even it's gonna be a huge jump of the shark, but you'll see, it makes sense. That's why the importance of the album format kicks in again.
Okay.
Why? You can elaborate better messaging. You can express a much more larger concept without forcing it. Let's say you're exploring something political, I don't know, like The Wall by Pink Floyd. It's not a political album, but it has political connotations because Roger Waters
It's Roger Waters.
It's Roger Waters. He's way too outspoken.
Yeah.
But that's a good example on how to do it right.
Indeed.
Because it's not propagandizing. It's not pandering to it in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
It's basically just writing an album or writing music that through the use of the medium, the long format, the ideas are fleshed out in a way that doesn't feel like you're gonna like my shit.
Yeah.
No, you're like, okay, those are my
Or even worse, you're gonna agree with my
you
shit.
are already agreeing just because you bought the album. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that that's part of musical history. Richard Wagner used to write music for Hitler. Yeah. The thing is that being political and being a musician is not mutually exclusive. Actually, being a human being and being political is basically what you are, because politics is just an extension of culture. And what is culture? What we consider this is the culture on the stuff that we consider to be the most important, right? So the political is basically the way that we use to do some form of apply some form of management to the culture. So that's why it's an extension. And naturally, music being cultural, a cultural expression, has political. Everything we do has some form of political elements to it.
Yeah. The how matters.
This is the how and the announcement, because this is the freaking problem of our current era.
Yeah.
Because I think of this horrible chick that ruined video games, Anna Sarkeesian. Not what was one of those? I don't remember what, but it's Anna something. Yeah, it's not Sarkeesian. Whatever. That's from the Young Turks.
Regardless.
Wherever.
Yeah.
It's an Anna something. And that chick became popular because she said that everything's sexist, everything is homophobic, everything is not everything. Applying this brush to paint everything with, in which everything had some form of political connotation that you don't notice it because you're not looking for it. So the idea is to train yourself to look at everything in an overly political fashion. That's why the huge polarization we got right now, among many other things, happened. And music, it's basically has so much power at an emotional level and even an intellectual level that don't you think is one of the most efficient political tools you can have access to drive the masses in a direction or not? Yeah. Everything that we do, artistically speaking, can and is and will and has been used with political intent. Right. Everything. To how much, to what degree, or even how aware they were, that's open for interpretation, and that's something that it's clearly a thing. What do I mean by that? Back in the day, the composer era, we didn't have a music industry, man. Everything was based on patronage. Patronages. So don't you think that the guy who was paying for the gigs organized by Chopin had some form of political benefit out of organizing those gigs? Of course, man. They were playing to whom? The courts. Of course it was politically bound.
So even from the very inception of music as we know it, has always been a thing.
Yeah. But the thing is that before it wasn't as blatant as it is today. That's why people are sick and tired of this shit, man. And nowadays it's been turned into blatant propaganda. And maybe it's one of the reasons why the concept of the album died off as well.
Perhaps.
Because the album allows for much deeper explorations of ideas, man. Because it's a much substantial piece of work. And just think about this. We needed an hour or so to express this idea. Try to do it in a freaking short on TikTok. Impossible, man. It's impossible. Because if you want to have a meaningful and thought-provoking conversation, you need time. You need the circumstance that allows you to develop those ideas in a fleshed-out fashion. The single, as it is just a snippet. And when music is now forced to be produced with the concept of the single in mind only, they are trying to condense deeper ideas in an impossible to fit format.
Yeah, so simply deeper
Swap
ideas
part.
are not gonna be shared around
In a
because
shallow medium.
yeah,
And no, I'm not saying that a song is shallow. No, but a song by its own can express so much.
yeah,
Let's say that you write a record about, I don't know, sadness. You can go more generic than that. How many kinds of sadness do you think exist? Infinite.
countless.
They are basically infinite because it's a combination of many things. It's not just I woke up today and I feel like shit. No, why? It's because Ramona. Okay. Why? What Ramona do? I don't know.
Yeah,
So if you want to express that emotion has its own colors, its own textures, and its own behinds, right? Behinds.
Context.
Context. Yes, thank you. But then the next song is like, or the guy who is I'm sad, but why? Because I'm pissed off. And sadness is just the result of my anger.
yeah. I wish I wasn't pissed off.
Yes, because that way I wouldn't be sad.
Yeah.
Right? The song that you wrote first about Ramona won't have any form of appeal to the guy who's pissed off. But if you write a song around the concept of sadness, but being a derivative of being pissed off, and that will allow for their song, the one about Ramona,
Yeah.
to be given the chance by the guy who's pissed off. Because like, okay, this spoke to me. Let's try the next one. Okay, I get it. It's not my time. It's not this moment of my life, but I get it. I see the vision of this artist. I'm a fan. Look at that.
Yeah.
And if the angry guy, hopefully won't be angry later on, and you look
Well,
that
he will.
we're here in your town.
Yeah.
You got yourself people in.
Yeah.
By why? Releasing more music.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Because simply by the real estate alone, by the amount of ground that it covers, it simply gives more people more potential points of connection.
But see
with
how
the
you're
idea.
not trying to, in this example, not trying to appeal to everybody. You're trying. No, you're not trying. You're actually creating an emotion that is universal and trying to cover different expressions of that emotion
Yeah.
that will make it appealing to a wider audience, still retaining the core of the concept.
Yes.
Because if you throw a song, how happy is being happy? I'm so happy that I'm happy. Track in the middle of the sadness album, like fail.
You lost me.
Unless it's done in a way that justifies its existence.
Of course, once again, context matters.
Matters because
Yeah.
it could be satirical. It could be kind of in a hypocritical fashion, like
Yeah.
those in denial. But see, I'm already giving you concepts.
Yeah.
And out of my,
Yeah.
my lips.
Let's call it lips.
yeah, here Roma here saying, I think music can be used for good and bad, 100%. Napoleon commissioned a marching type music to prep France into a mood of nationality and ready for war. Music has a way, or has a way of influence. 100%, man. I don't remember who said this. It's one of the saints who said that he who sings prays twice. What do you think he meant by that?
I think that he meant that, let's say you're singing, what's the name of those?
Psalms and yes.
Yeah, there's the words themselves. They are first prayer, but the second prayer is let's use the word, maybe the vibration, the emotional load that's being created by the music itself, which is deeper, is more abstract, but is also more meaningful
I think
than
it's more
simply
sincere.
than simply the words themselves.
Yeah.
That's why what I get out of the two prayers.
My interpretation is that it seems music is super emotional, and it's something that speaks or can express the ideas that words are unable to express. When you pray by the means of music, the intent behind the praying action multiplies itself. That's why it's so. And that's the importance of music and the impact of music, and that's why. Why do you think we got national anthems? Is this?
Yeah.
Because it's expressing the emotion that is unable to be expressed through words, man. Why do you think we sing happy birthday? Why do you think we always use, even we got music for when we die?
Yeah.
Because the entire thing, we know at a very deep level that music holds so much power. It has such an amount of influence over us in more ways than the goddamn cynic people of the world of today want to admit. But little by little, they are realizing it.
And the thing is, since I believe that most of us, well, not all of us, know that at some level.
You have it, man.
That's one of the reasons why I feel so bad when it's clear that you're being manipulated.
Yeah.
When it's clear that the music that you're listening to is all about the messaging.
Yeah, because it's not about the expression.
Yeah, because it's using this powerful, deep tool, this thing that you know that allows for a very deep connection to be established.
Yes.
In a very, I would even call it nefarious
It's
way.
nefarious, it's
because
nefarious.
it's manipulation at its very core.
Blatant. It's blatant, man. The same happens with stories, man. Because again, think in terms of this. Everything in the world, you understand it through the concept of the story. It's kind of allegorical. Because the way that you understand, for example, how do you describe your own life to you? It's been a quest.
Yeah.
You describe it like that. How do you understand the news? It's a tale. We see the world in terms of stories, man. And when they do they go there and bastardize the Lord of the Rings, Warhammer 40,000, all of the stuff.
Superman, whatever.
Superman, you name, you pick your poison, because it's basically poison.
Yeah.
As it is today. When they bastardize them, when they start to mess around with the canon, when they start to fuck around with the characters, the character of the characters,
Yeah.
you take it personal. Why? Because you're ruining something that is logical, sensical, and has meaning.
Yeah.
And when they do that to music, is as outrageous, because how many times have you listened to something while you're having that walk, or when you're having that drink?
Yeah.
The music becomes the soundtrack of your life, of your story.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why when they bring the goddamn propaganda,
It's a very cheap shot.
It's a cheap shot, because you know, when you're intelligent enough to realize, wait, fuck, they're taking advantage of my emotional situation to put shit in my head. I'm sorry for saying, but it truly pisses me off.
No, because it actually catches you at a very vulnerable level, because you cannot defend yourself on that level that we're talking about here. Because once you already open yourself to the music, you're already feeling the music. Whatever is that is being pushed through that music, it's gonna hit you, and it's gonna hit you at a level that you cannot defend yourself from. So they're actually catching you with your pants down, and once again, it's a very cheap shot.
Yeah, it isn't, because they try to hit you at a subconscious level.
Yeah.
Here, Roman is saying that albums are not relevant these days. I think kids today want fast and now. A song hits is here today and is going and are going tomorrow, or not going today. Yeah, the same day. Agreed. But that's why I showed examples at the beginning of this broadcast. Probably you didn't log in at that point. I made the case that Taylor Swift is selling cassette tapes, and they are all sold out. How big was the palette? Maybe tiny, a few thousands.
Yeah.
But it's thousands of cassette tapes being sold. And also you saw plenty. Aerosmith, Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Nirvana, all of those acts.
Yeah.
Who is buying that? Not people like me, not people like you, Roman, for example, watching. Because you already you own the cassette before, and you know what, that's shit. So I'm not gonna fall for same trap ties.
Yeah.
But who is buying then? Kids. Why? Because they grew up in an environment in which everything is volatile and has no meaning. Because you're right, Roman. Today's world is disposable by design, and that's giving this sense of not belonging and also pertinence. Kids nowadays are having kind of a hard wake-up call, man. Because they don't know. They know that there's something very off. They know that something's very wrong. But at least we got the benefit of knowing what happened. and we
Yeah,
have
we
our
saw it.
we have a reference point. They don't.
And that's why I think that because look, this that Roman is portraying is true on the most part, because it's true on the mainstream. But the fact that it is what it is, the whole adoption of very short format content as well, the norm, is giving space for this counter movement, because basically a counter movement. The whole notion of going back to albums, buying cassettes. This is coming out of the people in this generation that can see how wrong it is, the mainstream approach to consumption of music, for instance. So it is a movement.
It is indeed, man. And I think it's a reaction. It's just maybe it's just rebellion first and foremost. The traditional rebel yell from the youth. But I also think it's because they are discovering the beauty and magic, the sanctity of the ritual that is picking the CD. I refuse to use cassettes. Picking the CD
Vinyl.
or vinyl, but vinyl is kind of. I have my gripes. It's beautiful, as many things about it. Being a sound guy, CD. So let's say CD. Using my own experience, going to your Tower of Power, great band. It begins with picking the right album. Which one? Oh, I'm in the mood of this. Why? Freaking Ramona. So you go for that song with Ramona.
Yeah.
So that alone is already eventful, man, and meaningful. Pick the album, pick the CD, you open it up, you pick the cover. You have actual interaction with. You maybe stop to. Okay, I didn't realize that it's stinky. You gotta do something about this.
Yeah.
Then you play the freaking record, and you're gonna hold the case in your hand for a while, because you're gonna look at the box art. You're gonna okay, the bootleg. Let me check it out. I have never taken a look. I broke it. You know how.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I did it. That's why I never took it out. Wherever. You know where.
Yeah.
And then you start to scroll through the pages. Oh, it comes with the lyrics. Oh, they're ass. Well, at least I know, but the emotion is there, and I can see what they're trying to express in the idea, but not as beautiful as I thought. But wherever, or it's about a freaking car. Okay, this is stupid, but the song makes sense. There is extra moments, man, and everything has that charming element. And these guys, this generation, are discovering that. We got tired of it maybe because convenience. It's always a priority for everybody, man.
Yeah.
And am I saying that the whole physical media is going to replace digital? No. But what I think is going to happen in a few years, we're going to see streaming being not as monolithic as it is, and it's going to start to compete with digital files. And even physical media, because they are ramping up again the sales of CDs and stuff like that, and the whole notion of music players, because this is the one I show you is far from being the only one. It's an industry now.
Yeah.
Somehow the iPod is back, and actually you can refurbish your own iPods. You can buy kits to fix your iPod and make it. You can swap the old-fashioned connector from Apple. From 20 years ago and put a goddamn USB-C. All with your own hands, man. Don't tell me that that's not gonna make the whole idea of listening to music even more personalized. And also you can make it you can make it play lossless audio as well. You can hack it.
Okay.
So you can and install an internal hard drive that is solid state. I already did my research, man.
Yeah.
And it's not that expensive. I think you have to spend like $150, man.
Okay, not bad at all.
No, they don't think like.
Yeah.
It's that thing, man.
Yeah.
Bad. It's already broken, man.
Yeah. You cannot make it more broken than it already is.
It's not working anymore. So if it survives, awesome. If it doesn't, well, $150 spent on learning. Man, it's justifiable, because at least you're gonna have the thrill of the hunt, man.
Yeah.
And if it works, next day, guess what, babe? What happened? I fixed an iPod. No, you think you're gonna be like, she's gonna be so impressed, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, you think like no, you're gonna have what's the name of the snoo. But no. Well,
Nobody cares.
Here, Roman is coming back to us. He's saying, music has power. When you start getting chills and goosebumps, there's something that goes through your ears and affects your mind and body. Your feet start tapping, and you begin to sing along. 100%, man.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because it moves you.
Magic.
Yeah.
With K, actual magic. There's something about music that is deeper, and I, for one, don't know what is. I know it exists, and I know that it has a huge effect on us. It's very profound. I even think that it's almost religious to the point of it being spiritual. It's not just music. That's why I have a very strong reaction and an aversion to shitty music.
Yeah.
Because it's almost heretical.
Yeah.
You are speeding upwards, if you know what I mean.
And look, I'll even use this to link to what I believe is going to be my final comment.
Mm-hmm.
The whole notion of physical media and listening to album to some degree, regardless of it being physical or not, but there's a ceremonial side to it.
Yes.
And I think one of the reasons why it makes sense to treat it with that kind of ceremony is because it's embracing the depth of what it represents.
It's paying respect to it, right?
Yeah, because it's allowing yourself to recognize that moment for more than simply killing time.
Yeah.
It's actually something meaningful that's taking place when you're listening to music the way you should. And stopping to listen to an album, putting the CD on the CD player, the vinyl on
the cassette.
Yeah, the cassette on the cassette player has a symbolic value to it, which allows you to be more in the zone in which music can impact you.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think we need necessarily to look at this through ultra objective eyes.
No.
Or looking, okay, because I know that you have your reasons to want the best quality of sound possible.
But still I understand
but it's beyond that. It's more about embracing the ceremonial side, the symbolic side of all of this, in an attempt to recuperate the value that music actually has.
Yeah. On that note, you haven't seen it, but because it's buried somewhere here, man. But I have a huge. You have seen some of my vinyls. I do have vinyls. Mm-hmm. That's why I have my gripes. Because I've used them.
Yeah.
And I have a good chunk.
Because look, vinyl doesn't provide the best sound, but it provides one of the best musical experiences.
The best experience. If you want to truly enjoy music, and it's not it has nothing to do with the nostalgia, because I have no nostalgia for the format. I never rocked the format.
Yeah.
But I got it first and foremost because I inherited my grandpa's Dex player. I'm like, well, I got it. Let's see if it works. I'm not gonna blast whatever it came with, man. So I'm gonna get some vinyl.
Yeah.
So I asked around. Nobody had good shit, so I'm gonna buy it. What? $25 for a freaking record I already own? Shit. Well, for Grandpa.
For Frodo.
For Frodo, basically speaking. What I got, freaking Miles Davis. Because at that point I already had like 3 copies of Kind of Blue on digital, on iTunes, on freaking CD.
Yeah.
Let's get the fucking bite. Some work. What? No, not even that. The goddamn power amp was fucked. Because the speakers were passive and shit.
Yeah.
Well, learning experience, exciting, like, oh damn, 4 Frodo ones. Of course, my father is an electrical engineer, so you know what? I don't know how. Let's try it. Damn. Well, we can fix this. It's gonna be harder than we thought. We did it. It worked. Fuck, I hate that on my guitar amp. The goddamn 60 hertz. And then the record starts to play. Like, I have plugins that does that. I get it. Mm-hmm. I never use them for a reason. And then whiskey. Okay, I get it.
Even admiring the rotation.
No, it's even hypnotic, man.
Yeah, it is.
And when you sit down, You explained that it wasn't fun. Because even I had to pay top dollar just to get it running for something that I already owned at that point. But when I got to the point of actually being able to listen to the freaking music, it's music that I knew, like the back of my palm, in a lesser format, but it was probably the best time I ever had with the record. Why? The ceremony, picking the album. Because you don't do it with the you even have to get the proper cloth and the dust in it and properly because you can leave a scratch. Shit, this is by the time I'm done with this the albums, my whiskey's gonna be just water. What? Wait a second, this is wrong side. Oh shit. Yeah, it's working. The music begins with the piano playing beautiful chords, model scale, like the whole thing. You know the track, well, maybe you don't know, but listen to it. It's So What by Miles Davis. God damn it, the experience. You stop it. You as soon as the music plays, you stop paying attention to the hiss and the noise, because you truly get immersed. But why? The whole motion, the whole thing, the whole experience, being concerned with your whiskey. You usually would do that surrounded by people, because they were like, "Let's see if it works." Shit, oh, it's working. I know. For my father, it was the first time he listened to the album. Like, this is good, kid. Of course it is. It's fucking nice. So,
not good. This is the best.
Shit. And it became a very beautiful moment. And it's something that only listening to the entire album provides, because now everybody wanted to listen to the rest. It was like watching a good movie, man. And you're like, look that. At that point, I was already an adult, man, so that's why I have so clear images in my head. But I can see why people got tired of using vinyl. Because I, for one,
it's way too cumbersome.
It's way too cumbersome. It's not immediate. It's not the best sound quality.
Easy to damage.
Easy to damage. Yeah, actually, those vinyl, I only probably rocked them like thrice or 5 times maximum. And those are the ones that were brand new. The older stock, some of the ones you have seen, those probably they don't even work anymore. They're super spent. But the value in them is the experience, man. The ceremony behind it, and I think is what is being rediscovered. I don't think it's gonna replace the stream services ever. These guys are here to say, as I said before. But I think the appreciation for the album format is gonna make a huge comeback in the next 5 years. Period. Because them getting the cassettes. Imagine a teenager who is a fan of Sabrina Carpenter, getting the freaking cassette tape. She's gonna blast the entire thing. Why? Because I already got it. She's gonna be, oh look, it's a cassette. Imagine a kid. Mary, it's a kid we know. She's like 8 years old. She's about to get to that age group. She's gonna be part of that age group who truly cares about music, man. For her, sharing to one of her friends, guess what? What? You can listen to music. Of course, with my phone. Not with your phone. What? With this? And they're like, how? You get this? This is called cassette. You slap that, you pop that fucker in, you close it, and then you press play. It's noisy. Yeah, it's awesome, right? Yeah! You'll see them like that, man. And what happened? Can you choose the music, the song? No. How? You listen to the whole thing. I've never listened to the whole thing before because they like the singles, not the records, man. And that's gonna force them to listen to the whole record. Like, just sucks. Now it's in my bad. This just sucks. It's just a freaking single and nothing more. There's no substance to it, and that means that. Okay, how about if we listen for a change from music that doesn't suck?
And the cycle
Yeah.
begins spinning in a different direction.
Yeah, but closing comment finished. Here, Roman, you're saying the medical field use music on Alzheimer's patients who react to songs they once knew. Something's there. There is, man. And actually, you will be surprised that we were quite involved with the whole music and Alzheimer thing for years.
Yeah.
And I can tell you for a fact that it does work. And one of the things that I learned is that this effect that we're describing as goosebumps creates connections in our brain. Is what is understood today. And those connections re-triggered every time that the emotional input is reintroduced to the system, which is the human mind. The reason why it helps them, the patients of Alzheimer, to deal with it, it's because those connections stay there for a good while.
Yeah.
So they are brought back from being basically dead inside due to the ailment. And the benefit of it is that they don't have to be prescribed by any form of horrible chemical, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's by what the power of freaking music, man. It's bad as Van Halen. One life at a time. But it is that indeed, man.
Yeah.
And it's something that is very, very, very impactful. And that's why I keep saying that music is basically divine. And sucky music is the antithesis to the divine, is a mockery of the divine, therefore it's heretical. And we know what to do with heretics. So
we're gonna leave it at that, I suppose.
With that being said, take some.
So thanks for joining. Thanks for being a part of this conversation. For those of you who are here for the first time, we do this on a weekly basis. We're here on every Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Central.
And we always find a way to talk about Stormy Carpenter.
Yeah, somehow. We're always talking about things pertaining music, the current state of music, and what we can do to make it unsucky.
Yes.
So if you're new to the channel, subscribe, ring the bell. That way you can be part of the next conversation.
Allegedly, because we don't even know if that works.
Yeah, we don't, but it's the best we can do. Yeah. So we would love to have you here as part of the next conversation as well.
Yes.
Do you have anything else you would like to add?
Yeah, don't buy cassette tapes, please. Go straight for CDs.
If you're going for physical, buy CDs.
Yes,
yeah.
and if you want to get your files, get them from Bandcamp. Please go to Bandcamp. Bandcamp is fantastic. Because whenever you buy shit from Bandcamp, the cut that is the distribution of the money coming into the whole selling process that goes to the band is the highest there is in the market. I think it goes almost as high as 90%.
Yeah, so it's the best way to support.
It's the best way to support the actual artist you like, and you will be. It's not for indie shit. Everybody is there. Mm-hmm. For example, some of the ones that are like the most Porcupine Tree. Most of their catalog is there. I think the entirety of their catalog is there. Mm-hmm. All of Devin Townsend, all of Frost, Reincarnation, Opeth. Look, even Opeth, which is the more mainstream of the sax. Yeah, you can get all of the good shit is there, man, for real. Mm-hmm. And you are buying music straight from the artists themselves, because also one of the things that you have to be aware of is that chances are that they were uploaded by them. Mm-hmm. If that holds value to you, it does. At least in my case. Because I like to put my money where my mouth is, and well done. So Bandcamp, very good. It's straightforward. It even has a freaking built-in music player that you can use to block your tracks online if you want to do the streaming thing. Yes, so totally recommended. And also Cobos. Mm-hmm. But if you don't live in France, if you don't live in the UK or America.
You might have to.
You will have to find your way around.
Yeah.
But you can buy music from there because it also has plenty of good shit. Mm-hmm. Those good shit. And when all of it fails.
Ahoy.
Ahoy! Corsairs! Okay. So, we haven't. Thanks for hearing, thanks for watching. Yeah. And remember, every single time we meet, you gotta remind you that you should never let anybody tell you what to dream about. And remember, piracy is a crime if you get caught. See you when we see ya.